Welcome to EPG Pathshala. Today we will be discussing about GPRS, why we need GPRS, what are the characteristics of GPRS, then what are the features GPRS is carrying and the architecture of GPRS. Basically GPRS is the extended usage of GSM, so it is using all the features of GSM and it is the extended one. So what this particular GPRS is doing, it's general packet radio services, and basically it enhances the network data rate transfer. So what it is doing is, it is providing up to 172 kbps. So GPRS is basically meant for multicasting, unicasting and broadcasting, and some of the feature which was not there in GSM, that is provided in the GPRS. And GPRS is using the infrastructure of GSM only, and so there is no much of the cost involved in this particular GPRS. So if we talk about GPRS is, as I told you, general packet radio services. GPRS technology was established to provide higher data rate compared to GSM as up to 172 kbps, and it is basically always on characteristics, because the main advantage of GPRS is you do not require any new setup connection, because it is using already provided GSM infrastructure. So no additional cost is associated with this particular GPRS. So if we talk about what technology it is using, because GSM was using the circuit switching while GPRS is using packet switching. So when we are using packet switching, your efficiency of the packet transfer increases. So same thing happening with the GPRS. So what GPRS is doing, for the new GPRS radio channels, the GSM system can assign between 1 to 8 dynamic time slot within a TDMA framework. So what it is doing, it is giving quality of service guarantee with minimum data transfer rate. In GPRS, data transfer rate also depend upon the mobile station. So mobile station is nothing, is the device mobile device which we are using, whether it is a laptop or your mobile system. So the capacity of that always plays an important role in GPRS connectivity. So when we talk about the time slot, basically 8 dynamic time slots are allocated by GSM to the GPRS, and there are basically 4 standards which we are following for that. So what these 8 slots are doing, at least 1 slot is assigned whenever there is any request, and if the number of slot increases, so the data rate also increases. So as you see in the next slide, that is GPRS data rate with different time slots. What it is saying, basic 4 standards are used, that is CS1, CS2, CS3, CS4. And if you are using 1 slot in CS1, the data rate is 9.05, while you are using 2 slots, it increases to 18.2 and so on. If you are using 8 slot in CS1, the data rate which you are getting in GPRS is 72.4. So if we talk about CS4 standard, in that if you are using 1 slot, you are getting 21.4, and if you are using 8 slots, at that time you are having 171.2. So that's already we are discussing that 172 kbps is the data rate transfer using GPRS. So what GPRS is doing, depending upon how much slots you are using, the rate of data transfer is increasing, and it is giving us up to 172 kbps. Now what are the characteristics of GPRS? As already I am talking about that it is using packet switching operations. So what basically packet switching operation says, that whenever we are using any GPRS technology, it is packet switched, while your GSM is your circuit switching. So packet switching is always enhancing the transfer of data rate into your system. So GPRS is packet switching based and increases the efficiency of your network for the data transmission. If we talk about the second one, that is always on connection. Always on connection, as GPRS works with packet switching technique, in packet switching, charges are on the base of amount of data carried as it uses service provider's capacity, while in circuit switching, charges are calculated on the base of time for which circuit is used or the time of call. Now, the third characteristic if we talk about here is the speed. So, what basically speed, already we are talking about it is giving up to 172 kbps speed. So, whenever we are using GPRS, it provide more and more data rate. The fourth is it supports applications, different application are supported. So, all the PDA or mobile application are supported by this. If we talk about the fifth characteristics, that is CAPEX and OPEX. Basically, CAPEX and OPEX are the financial models. As whatever data usage we are doing, the same is billing is calculated based on that. So, our bill is whether we are using CAPEX model or we are using OPEX model. CAPEX model is the capital expenditure model, while your OPEX model is the operational expenditure model. So, CAPEX cost is also less and OPEX cost is also less in the GPRS because the already infrastructure is there. So, capital investment is less, so it is less. And if we talk about the operational expenditure, that is also very low. Why? Because we are already using the GSM well established infrastructure. So, in the CAPEX and OPEX, the rate of finance is very less. So, the amount of finance which is involved in GPRS is comparatively very less. If we talk about the next, that is quality of service. So, quality of service is basically guaranteed that it will give you us the good quality, because it is generally using the reliability class and the delay class of the transmission, which increases the throughput of it. Reliability class is used for greater error tolerance, error detection and error correction, while delay class is used for channel access delay, coding for error correction and transfer delay in GPRS. And the last characteristics which should be there in any GPRS is the security. So, obviously, we want whatever technique we are using, we always want that the security is of our prime concern. So, here also we are concerned with the authentication, user authentications and confidentiality of the data and the access control. So, the basic characteristics of a GPR system is it should support packet switching, already it is doing that, always on connection, speed, application support, CAPEX and OPEX, quality of service and security. Now, we talk about the architecture of GPRS, because when we talk about the architecture of GPRS, already we have done the GSM architecture. So, it is just the extended version of that particular GSM. Here we start with the mobile station, that is the unit is called MS, and every mobile station is particularly belong to a cell. So, cell is basically the network which we are using, and in a cell my mobile station always belong to a particular cell. So, it start with that, with the help of BSS, BSC, it is connected to the network. So, here we will see the architecture of GPRS. So, what are the components which are there is, one is mobile station, that means it is a device which we are, mobile device which we are using. Then there is base station subsystem, that is BSS. Then we are having gateway GPRS support node, that is GGSN. Then SGSN, that is serving GPRS support node. Then MSC, mobile switching center. We are having HLR, that is home location register, or we can also say GR, that is GPRS register. We are having VLR, that is visitor location register. Then EIR, that is equipment identity register, and there are different interfaces which allow us to interacting with these components, with these all components. So, these are the components of GPRS architecture. If we talk about the architecture of the GPRS, here you can see that if I am talking about the mobile station, so mobile station is basically the device which we are using. So our device, with the help of interface, it is connected to BSS, that is base substation. So what this BSS is doing, it is providing the services to the mobile station, and BSS is controlled by BSC, that is the base station subsystem controller. So what that controller is doing, it is controlling all the activities, whatever I am sending reply or I am sending request. So mobile station is using interface to interacting with the system. Here you can see that there are different interfaces which are used, that is we are having VLR, here you can see BSS, you can see here SGSN, GGSN, and with GGSN is connected to PDN. So here you can see the interface is GN, because it is the interface between two networks. Here this is an interface, that is GB, between your BSS and SGSN. Here this is MSC came into picture. So whenever any mobile station or mobile device which is mobile station which want to connect through BSSE to some other location, some other mobile devices, so the signal will be going to the MSC, that is mobile switching center. So it is checking whether it, with the help of SGSN, it is checking whether I am right now in the home location or I am on the visitor location. If for example I am having a connection of Gujarat, so my home location is Gujarat. If I am moving from Gujarat to Rajasthan, so my location will be there in the visitor location register, because my MS doesn't belongs to Rajasthan, it belongs to Gujarat. So my home location register will contain my information, and here if I am moving from one place to another place and one location to another, if I not belong to that cell, so that will be gone to the visitor location register. Here you can see these are the interfaces which are available, GB, GN, GI, all these are interfaces which are available, and this is the gateway which is helping us to interact with the network. So here you can see this is GI is the interface, GN is the interface, GB is the interface, and is the interface. So my location and everything, if I belongs to Gujarat, so my home location register will contain, if my mobile station is in Gujarat, so the information is stored here, that is in the HLR. If I am moving from one location to another location, or if I am moving one state to another state, in that case my information will be stored in VLR. Every time VLR will give the direction to the MSC that right now if I want to connect it, then the data will be transferred to my home location. So every time whenever I am connecting, it was because my information is in my home location register. So when I am visiting, it will store in the visitor location register, and this is EI, that is equipment identity register. So this is the whole architecture, how basically the GPRS is working, and these all are the components of the GPRS. So GPRS is basically, if I talk about the architecture of this, the movement from mobile station to the network, and there in between we require different interfaces, and these interfaces are basically help us to interacting with the different networks, whether it is a gateway, whether it is a service network. So based on that the services are provided to us. So GPRS is working on these, and these are the components of the GPRS. Now we talk about the GPRS. So if we talk about the protocol architecture, here you can see the mobile station, this is the interface, this is BSS, this GB is the interface, this is SGSN, and here GN is the interface, and here it is GGSN, and here is the GI interface for PDN to connecting to the PDN. If we talk about this mobile station, so in mobile station these LLC, RLC and MAC, these three belongs to data link layer, and this is our physical layer. So this radios signals are our physical layer, while these LLC, RLC and MAC belongs to data link layer. In our BSS we are having these three, that is RLC, MAC and radio. So here for that GB interfaces between BSS GP and FR, that is frame relay, and here is the connectivity with SGSN, and once it is connected with the SGSN, so what is happening? We are having SGSN is the IP and L1 and L2, and with gateway also we are having IP and L1 and L2. Now, what is the job of this BSSGP, which is basically your convergence network? So, what this SNDCP, which is your convergence network, what it is doing? It is basically routing your giving you the quality of service, and so that no error correction is to be done. It works on the top of the frame relay network, so that no wrong data will be transmitted. So, here you can see is the GTP, then UDP, TCP, IP, L1, L2, and here at the gateway GPRS support node, you can see network, you can see that UDP is meant for connection less and TCP meant for connection oriented, and IP is used by UDP and X.25 is used by TCP, and this is the how the protocol structures layer by layer is there in GPRS. Here when we are using UDP, unreliability of the services are there, while we are talking about TCP, the reliability is always there. Here you can see the while you are seeing this interface, that UDP TCP, here UDP TCP, GTP is there, that gateway protocol, and so what they are doing, they are basically interacting with each other with the help of GN interface. Here they are interacting with the use of GB interface, here they are interacting with the using UM interface, and this is the protocol architecture of GPRS. So, what GPRS is basically in this architecture, we can see that your RLC is basically the radio link layer. Here you are connecting with the radio link MAC, that is medium access control, and your radio. So, now the transmission will take from mobile station to BSS, BSS to SGSN, SGSN to SGSN to GGSN, and then you are having PDN. So, this is how the protocol architecture of the GPRS is working. So, we have seen that how the different components are of GPRS using what type of protocols and how the layer are using, and the base model remain the OSI only. So, the radio is part of the physical layer, while the upper three layer, that is MAC, RLC, that is the part of your data link layer, and then it is connected to BSS, then it is connected to SGSN, then it is connected to GGSN. So, this way the connection is taking place in the GPRS architecture. Now, we will talk about the important protocols. So, as already you have seen that protocols GPRS is using IP and X.25. IP is basically meant with the help of UDP or the unreliable, and X.25 is with the TCP. When we talk about the GPRS, that is basically GTP. GTP stands for GPRS tunneling protocols. Then we are having SNDPC, that is some network dependent convergence protocol, and then we are having BSSGP, that is base station subsystem GPRS protocol, and RLC. These are the radio link protocol. These are very, very important protocol which are used in GPRS. Already we have seen that where they exist in the protocol architecture. So, when we looking at this protocol architecture, we know that the work is done in the layer by layer, and how the connection has been done, that interface is already discussed here. Now, if we talk about the some of the features, so next slide is talking about some of the features of GPRS. So, GPRS, as we know, SMS using GPRS, MMS using GPRS. So, some of the features of GPRS is, when we talk about SMS, that is basically the short message services, it contains only up to 160 characters to transfer text message. Already we know that whenever we want to send SMSs, it will giving us the target, okay, this much character you have written, and now you are supposed to write this many characters. So, but then we are having EMS, that is enhanced message services. What basically enhanced message services do is, it will allow us to up to 760 characters for a single transactions. Then we are having multimedia message services, that is MMS, which allowed multimedia content like JPG, GIF and short videos, and then WAP, that is wireless application protocol, that is WAP is basically a communication protocol, and main work of WAP is giving access of internet to the mobile devices. So, actually GPRS is having very specific applications. Sometime it is having some different applications. If we talk about some of the application of some application area of GPRS are multimedia services, virtual private network, then job sheet dispatches, unified messaging, vehicle positioning. All these are some of the application areas where GPRS has been used. So, we can say that GPRS is the extension of GSM. So, most of the models which are used here is of this, and if we talk about in nutshell the summary of GPRS. So, if we talk about the summary here you can say GPRS is a packet switch radio services, and GSM focuses on voice services while GPRS concentrate on data transmission. GPRS is an extension to GSM, so it does not require special hardware, instead it requires only software installation. GPRS guarantee reliability and good quality of service, with the help of protocol stack which it is using, and basically GPRS is meant to provide good quality of services like reliability, like authentications, like user security and all. So, basically GPRS is a packet switched network which is supporting or enhancing the speed of data rate onto the network, and basically it is extended version. So, what we have gone through in this particular module is that GPRS is basically helping us to interact with higher data rate with the network. If I belong to a particular cell, my location can be traced, whether I belong right now in my home location or I am in my visitor location. So, based on that, location register will be discussing and will be sharing the data where this device is moving. So, we are having EIR register, that is equipment identity register, which is also taking care of that how my movement is done, my identity of my instrument, and then whether I am in the home location, whether I am on the visitor location, which network I am using, and from which network to which network I am moving. So, that all information has been stored with the help of GPRS, and the data rate is as compared to GSM is higher, as already we have discussed in this particular module. So, in nutshell we can say GPRS is giving us the more and more advantage, and if we talk about the financial part also, it is not that much costly because it is using OPEX and CAPEX both. So, the cost of infrastructure is quite less as compared to the other, and so what we can say GPRS is right now is the usage, we are using it as per the increasing the efficiency of our network, increasing the reliability on our network, and also we are getting the positioning system with the help of GPRS where our vehicles are moving, and all these are possible with the help of GPRS. So, we can say in nutshell that GPRS is basically right now we are using to increase the efficiency of the network in day-to-day life. So, this is all about this particular module, and thank you for visiting EPG Pathshala. Thank you.